We have a great guest tonight, Brian.
Yes, sir. I'm excited about this one. I just got my lift in and I was thinking about him the whole time. I'm kind of interested to hear his side of things.
Yes, sir. Great episode ahead of us today. Let's bring on Keje now, all the way from where I really want to be, but the West Coast, coming in live from Cali. Keje, thanks for hopping on the potty, taking the time out your busy schedule. Yo, long time no see, brother. How you been?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on your show, man. It's good to see you, too. How you been? Everything okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got my protein shake ready.
No doubt. I hear that.
For the people who don't know you, Keje, kind of take them through a little of your background. Take us through your journey as far as fitness goes, as far as your football background. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Usually I'm sometimes too humble to talk about myself, right? I usually don't talk much, but since we're on the podcast,
yes, sir, we're on the potty.
I'll open up and share a little bit about my story. Just try to make, long story short. Born and raised from Nigeria, moved to the U.S. God willingly, that was a blessing. Family won the piece of lottery, so we were blessed with the opportunity to move to the United States, which is like moving to heaven if you're from a third world country. So, I remember seeing running water for the first time and I was amazed. But anyway, moved to the U.S. Man, when it comes to just telling my story, I try to make sure I just try to touch all the points. So I'm an immigrant. I moved to the U.S. and decided to play a sport very late compared to the other times people usually play a sport most of their lives, right? So I decided to start playing. I decided to play football because it was a Friday night, and I saw a bunch of football players come in, and all the girls just staring at them, and they were just in awe. I was like, I gotta play this sport. You want to get some girls, so I decided to join football just for girls. And
yes, sir.
After the first week, I'm like, holy shit, this is real. This is a real ass workout. They had me dying. But, decided to stick it out. Was able to go to college and play college football. Went to the Division II level. Decided to transfer out because I remember the coach told me that I couldn't go Division I. As athletes, we have different things that motivate us. I wasn't the best athlete in the world, but my work ethic was something that couldn't be matched. And I knew that would take me very far. So having that coach tell me that I couldn't go to Division I decided to transfer to a random school in Delaware called Delaware State, right? I just picked it because one of my boys, Ishmael Odoy, he played basketball. I went over there, walked on, right? I didn't get a scholarship offer. They didn't invite me over. I was a walk-on. Slept on the floor, slept in my car a few times.
Wow.
I took showers at gas stations in Wawa while stealing sandwiches. Got caught a few times just to survive. And, fought my way through. I played offensive tackle in high school. So I was able to help my team win a championship as well. I forgot to mention that. Freshman, Raiders 2008 championship. First one in school history. I'm proud to be a part of that team. Also Hall of Fame, just want to throw that in there.
I feel like his story could almost be a movie, which is crazy. Like,
well, you like it?
that really sounded like a movie. But I was interested, did football get you into fitness, or you were doing workouts before football, or you were just naturally athletic and got into it that way?
Honestly, in Nigeria, we play soccer like from sun up to sundown. So I was always skinny. But I was still considered big for my age. But I was skinny because we didn't have that many meals and processed junk food lying around. Yeah. You ate when it was lunchtime and dinner time. And that was it.
Yeah. But you were in great shape.
I was in good shape because I played soccer over there. When I moved to the U.S., that's when I gained a lot of weight. So I already had my athletic abilities from being outside as a kid in the streets of Lagos, Nigeria. Just running around, doing chores and manual labor as a young kid. But I didn't know the skill I needed to be able to play football. I had to learn on the go. Yeah. Right? I had to learn while in practice. I never 3-point stance. What is that? I don't know what that is. Like, so I had to learn. But I was able to adapt. I was able to pick it up. Plus, I had a feeling desire because I don't like when people tell me I can't do something. That pisses me off.
Sure.
Right. So that coach that told me I couldn't play defense that pissed me off. Even though I played offense in high school and I was pretty good at it, like I never lost a game in my senior year. Like I don't know what it's like to lose.
Incredible.
I never lost a game. Like, and not to just say me, my team didn't lose a game. So I took it personal because I didn't like losing. Like I hated it.
You were part of a Staten Island era of basketball.
Yeah, of dogs.
Dogs, man.
We have NFL players that played that era, like dogs. Like, mind you, I'm trying to walk onto a Division I level school, right? And they're telling me we need you here, right, to play online. I told the coach, he looked at me like, "Are you crazy? Like we need an offensive lineman, right?" But in the back of my mind, I was trying to somehow convince this coach to somehow let me play defense, right? Like, let me play this position because I can do it. They haven't seen me run, they haven't seen me do anything, but just like, yo, let me play this position. I went in there and they told me, okay, if you want to play defense, you're gonna be fifth string. I was like, all right, sign me up, right? I went through camp. I almost died every day in camp. I'm not gonna be here and tell you I was this freak that just came out there and just dominated everybody. Nah, I was pretty strong, but I had to work harder than everybody. Even my living arrangements, when I was sleeping on the floor of the tight end and the tight end and the linebacker, then their dorm. That's where they let me stay at. And I'll be right there in the corner, right, on the couch. They asked me to join right now. I'm good. I'll just be reading a book or something or just staying busy, right? And when they would go to sleep, I'll be doing push-ups, clap push-ups, squat jumps, right? They'll wake up and like, what's all that noise, right? And I'll fake go back to sleep because I didn't want them to see me doing the extra work, like the little work that I had to do. And I came from fifth string to week 1. I didn't start my first game, right? That kind of hurt me. Now I'm playing, but I'm on the bench. They will rotate me in, and I still didn't get that satisfaction. So whenever I got in, so I'm still a walk on, right? And I'm able to get to the point where I'm able to get rotations, right? Whenever I got in, I would make sure you noticed my energy, like you felt my presence in the game. And I remember one of my first big play, I had a tackle for loss, right at the goal line when we needed it. Like I was able to scoop past the guard, grab the running back, have my linebacker help me when we made a play. The next game, I was a starting defensive end. Never played defensive end in my life. They're like, what the hell? I'm starting defensive end against University of Delaware. Right? This is the school that Joe Flacco, he played at University of Delaware. And I'm over here about to play my first game starting. I remember it was on CBS Sports, a 2-year starter at Delaware State University, all conference, right? Was able to get NFL shots. This is someone that's never played a sport before. I'm over here, NFL teams are coming for pro day, and I have an agent that's reaching out to me, telling me that they want to work with me, and I have to pick an agent. I've never done any of this before. My dad has never done any of this before. I'm the first athlete in my family doing this, so I'm just learning as I go. Right, I'm just figuring it out. I don't know who to sign with. No one is really directing me, but no excuses, right? So I decided to just sign with an agent, and he told me that I was going to be a late draft pick, right? This is what he was pitching, because again, I did have the talent. If you watch my film, the film spoke for itself. He was impressed. Right? That's why I had agents coming for me, and they were just amazed because I was just a walk-on. So my story was like easy to pitch, but it was also something that kind of held me back because I was so raw, and I was coming from a small Division I HBCU school, which is hard to go to the league from.
That story itself, you bring up the word work ethic, and I just want you to touch on having an educator background, having a coaching background. Speak to that work ethic you were just talking about. What are you telling these young athletes, football? I know I'm a basketball guy, but just in general, the importance of, hey, believe in yourself, but then you got to back that up too with the work.
So now what I tell them when it comes to work ethic, right? I always tell my athletes this, right? You cannot control how the day goes. You can't control if you don't get playing time. You can't control if coach likes you or not. You can't control, there's certain things we cannot control. And the more you stress over them, the more you're going to put time into something that's not getting you better. Right? But what you can control is the effort and the focus you bring. Every session you show the fuck up. Right? I'm sorry for cursing on your show, but this is how I say it to them. You know what I mean? And I speak from experience, being that walk-on kid that used to get his shoelace taken away because I was a walk-on. Like, and I would still come to practice with no shoelace and still dog people out, right? And that work ethic is needed because I couldn't control if someone's gonna mess with me and take my visor like they did. I couldn't control if someone's gonna take my shoelace. Control was my effort, right? And focus when I came to practice, and I was gonna put everyone in their neck every play until they put me first string.
But is that something that you can just take, like, harness in a kid? Like, it's in there somewhere, but to bring that out,
everyone's a savage. I used to think it was just a select few, right? Because my nickname when I played arena football was Savage. I believe everyone has that in them, but some people know how to harness it, and some people know how to live there and be still in complete control of their emotions. Some people know how to tap it and they lose complete control, right? And those are the players that are very emotional, right? because they get there, but they lose control of who they are, right? Some people know how to stay there, like Michael Jordan, the Kobe Bryants, the Derek Jeters, right? Tiger Woods, they live there. You know what I mean? They just savage. The nicest people in the world, but they know how to get into savage mode. But every athlete has it. The athlete that works with sheer discipline and commitment and focus can harness that savage mode, right? And sometimes it just happens. You know, sometimes you do something, you're like, how the hell did I do this? How did I do that? Yeah, you just tapped into a mode where you had it in you the whole time. Not everyone has the dog mentality. The dog mentality is a different kind of mentality. Like, I'm better than you, and I'm going to show you every day that I'm better than you. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah.
But a dog is like, yo, win or lose, I still have this mentality.
Me and Greg, as former coaches, we were always looking for that kid that brought the most energy. We really didn't even care if we had soccer players on our team, we had baseball players, but usually those kids were bringing the most energy. It was funny because we had kids that were playing basketball their whole lives. And then once they got on the court, they had no energy. They weren't talking. But we had these soccer players and baseball players, football players that brought all this energy to the court. And we were always looking to give those kids more minutes because they affected the game in such a high level that we just had to play them, even though they were maybe a little less skilled. The things they brought just like absolutely changed the game around for us.
And I hope some of my athletes are hearing this. You know what I mean? Because you just touched on something I tell my athletes every time I see them being lazy and you know, if it's a speed school,
Talk to
it's a strength session, right? I tell them, you're gonna get benched. Someone's gonna take your spot. I don't care how good you are. I bet you someone's gonna get more playing time than they deserve because they show more effort and energy than you. Right? And don't be that guy, you know? That has the skill, but then you're lazy as hell. You don't bring any energy, no effort. You're gonna watch that average kid, because guess who was that kid that did it? I did it. So you're gonna watch that average kid, he's gonna work his ass off and come and take some playing time that you could use to get a scholarship.
A lot of times I notice it's like the kid is very shy.
Yeah.
So like, are there any ways that you feel like you can break them out of that shell quicker and get them playing to their full potential?
Yes, honestly, it depends on the coach. It goes from top down, right? So again, a great coach can literally bring a player like that and get him. You know, you're not gonna maybe get him to like, oh my God, you never know. But you can bring the best out of a kid, right? And it starts with the coach. It starts from the top down. If a good coach sees it, right, and the coach can observe and see the issue, right? Maybe a different kind of delivery, a different kind of way, a different kind of language could maybe get the message across to this kid, like, hey, man, I see you this way, and this is the way I can see you being in the future. But there's certain things you got to fix, right? You got to hold yourself accountable. Are you just playing just to be with the boys? Or are you just playing to just like get like fame? I don't know what it is, right?
Such an important
question. For real? Are you playing for real? Like, you gotta be real. Like, tell me. Like, I'm an athlete, bro. Don't waste my time. And I told my players, like, sometimes, you know, people looking in and listening to my class, right? They think, oh my God, you're so mean to the kids. I'm lying. I'm being straightforward. And if that's what's regarded as being mean, then I'm a mean coach. I'm sorry.
That's unfortunately the culture that we're living in now.
You're coming here, your mommy and daddy's investing money, $200 a month, into a facility where some kids can't even afford and would dream of a facility like this. And you're here with piss poor effort and energy. Sometimes I tell them, you know what, go away in the bathroom. I'm sorry. Go away in the bathroom. I swear I won't tell. Like, it's between you and me. Because I'm not going to put my time and effort, right? And I always ask kids this, right? Kids, right? You want to be coached by a great coach, right? They're like, hell yeah, I want to be coached by the best coach in the world. All right, so do you think that best coach in the world wants to coach an athlete that's lazy and shows piss poor effort and no focus and doesn't hold himself accountable? You think that coach at that status wants to work with you?
Amen.
You must be crazy. I'm just being real. You must be crazy.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
let's take a quick commercial break. KJ wanted to bang out some push-ups real quick. We couldn't stop him. We'll come back after these messages.
just one sec.
Let's turn to the professional side now. Tell us a little about some of the names you've been around, who you've gotten a privilege to train, and the difference between training kind of a younger kid in development versus someone who comes to you like Stephen A.
Okay, so, you know, before I even moved to LA, I never thought a day and like I would be able to be in the same room with Stephen A. Smith, King Bach, you know, TikToker. I didn't think I would be in the same room with Ludacris, one of my favorite rappers, Stand Up. That was one of my favorite songs growing up, right? Right. I didn't think I would be in the room. So many people, Triple G, just training his kid, like just being in the same presence with him, having conversations. Like there's so many people I can't remember off the top of my head. Like so many people I've come in contact with. And if I'm leaving anybody off, like I'm sorry, but it was just dope to have these kind of conversations, right? And meet these people in real life. Oh, I'm sorry, I had Miracle Watts. I had a big crush on her. I had a post over her. Like she was so bad. I loved her. I'm sorry to say that, Tyler. Yeah, Tyler knows it already. Tyler Lepley. He's cool. I told him that. That's one of my good. That's a good dude right there too, for real. Tyler Lepley's a good dude. Like certain celebrities you meet, and you're like, oh man, this person is fake. But certain celebrities that I've met, some of them are real ones. Stephen A. Smith is a real one. Met him. Had a few sessions with him, and then there was one time I was coming back from New York to LA, and I was on a plane at Newark Airport, and as I'm walking by, I see Stephen A. Smith sitting there on the plane. I'm like, yo, Stephen A. I'm like, and I didn't think he would recognize me. He saw me and got up and showed me love.
Hell yeah.
He's a real one, Stephen, and he's really like how he is in real life, like how he is on ESPN First Take, like blast me, like all that extra kind of energy. Like, so we had a real talk. We're fraternity brothers, he's a good dude. And honestly, the way I found my way there, I remember one time someone called me, like, you're so lucky. I'm like, I'm not lucky, man. I've been putting myself in situations, I'm putting myself in spaces that normal people would be uncomfortable with, but I just got comfortable with it, right? Showing up at certain times. Well, some people don't understand that some of my sessions with these celebrities are like early. Are you willing to get up at like 4:30 in the morning consistently for a week? Because that's the only time they can train. Right? Some people just see me training them, but they don't know that I'm up here at 3 a.m. in the morning, hitting snooze button, waking up extra tired and demotivated to get up in this cold to go create a program for this, client that you don't even know he's going to be here next month, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes they're traveling here and there. You don't know their training schedule. I decided to go get back to the kids. I wanted to become the coach that I always wanted, right? I wanted to become that coach I always wish I had. I wanted to be that positive role model that helped me along my path, right? That kind of, directed me to becoming the man that I am right now. And I honestly had to be real with myself, right? Cool is cool training celebrities. I've trained ex-NFL players to help them get ready for, I've done so many things. I'm blessed. I'm so happy and grateful that I can even speak on these things, but my real passion is in the kids, right? People complain about how the world is, but if you go to a school, you can literally mold the future.
Yeah.
You teach these kids how to be a good person. They're going to teach the next generation of people, right? But you got to start from the kids. You're looking around and complaining about the world, but you know where to go. You got to mold the future, and you got to start in the schools. You got to start with the kids. And honestly, that's what brought me back, my passion for really like working with young athletes, right? Because you see a version of yourself in all of them. But I remember a coach used to tell me this: if I'm not talking to you, that means there's something wrong. Now I'm going forward as an experienced coach. I'm like, listen, I told the athletes, like, I don't got time to waste here. Listen, I'm here to help you. I'm here to be a coach that I wish I had. I have a lot of successful athletes everywhere in multi-sport. I train a skier. Like, as a sports performance coach, I train a skier. I'm not to train on Sunday, right? I will never teach an NBA player how to do a windmill in 360. That's not I'm here to teach you sports performance, right? How to do that much easier with less effort, right? That's my skill. That's my craft. That's what I study every day. Before you guys even called me, I was watching a video trying to perfect how to teach speed more efficiently, right? And, that's where my strength is as a coach. Right? And yeah, those experiences are cool, training celebrities, meeting them, but I really don't care for it anymore. I think I passed the phase. I've experienced it, check. I'm moving on to the next thing, which is now I'm fulfilling my purpose that God put me on this earth, is to pour into these kids, like literally pour into them. Like, I don't care if no one remembers that I trained Stephen A. Smith, but I want some kid out there to remember Coach Keje.
By the way, if you are listening to this, Coach Keje, you see it on the hat. Go to his Instagram and just take a glance at some of those workouts. I guarantee he does online stuff too. Go hit him up. He got you. There's something for you for sure. But there's something you bring, man. It's just your presence alone. You can see it, bro. So again, we're honored to have you on here. Tell us a little bit before we gloss over your career. Finish your career.
Actually, kind of done with football, and then when NFL didn't happen, I went through a little depression. Right, I was kind of surprised. I was like, "What the hell?" Like, I was shocked because I was like, physically, I was like, "There's no way I'm over here doing 215 almost 15 times. I'm squatting 4-5 almost 10 to 15 times. You know what I mean? I'm running a 4.8, 4.9,
No,
and 2.9.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm just saying that because
I got no clue.
I'm over here. You see my film. I'm decimating linemen with my bare hands, right? And I'm talking to scouts, the Jets, and other scouts are taking pictures of my quads the day of my pro day. I'm over here thinking. They were taking a picture of my quads, bro. I'll never forget that. I was like, okay, 225. I hit it for. I think on the original pro day, because I did 2 pro days. The first one I did 28. They took away 7 reps. They said that I didn't lock out. So the second time, I didn't even train for the 225 because I didn't feel like I ran a good enough 40 the first time. So the second pro day, I ran it it was a 4.8 and a 4.9 something at 290, 286. I think I was at 286 after they reweighed me. And then at 225, I didn't train for it. I swear to God, all I did was speed with my guy BMJ, Coach Bali. And I did 225 26 times without training. I couldn't even believe it. I thought I was only going to hit 20. You know what I mean? I was like, there's no way I'm going to hit 25 or something. The adrenaline kind of, pushed me out there. So after I did the 225 contest, the Chiefs came to me and asked me if I wanted to play fullback, right? Because they saw me running, they saw me doing my broad jump, and they saw me benching it in my vertical. I jumped to 30. So they were like, yo, you want to play fullback? I was like, yeah, I'll play anything. I said, I'll play bench boy. I'll play water boy. Like, what you mean? Just bring me to camp.
Hell yeah.
I earned my keep, right? So after NFL didn't call, I kind of got frustrated with my agent, so I fired him because he was trying to bring me an arena contract. I'm like, I'm not playing arena football. No disrespect to arena. Or like, is that an NFL CFO? What do you like? I feel like he was insulting my skill level. You know what I mean? And I was like, are you crazy?
Right.
Like, I'm ranked. If you still Google my name, I was ranked at my position. Like for my name to pop up, that means I was ranked. And Arizona was at the top that year, right? And even me, my tenacity, I feel like I'm on the same level. Like, I'm not just gonna be like, oh my God, then nah, bro, I'm a dog too. What you mean? Like, I went the hard way, the hard path. You feel me? And still got here with 2 years of playing experience.
Has there been AFL players that made the transition over to the NFL?
Kurt Warner.
Wow.
It's possible, but it's a process. And and the story, this is a crazy story because I was on the verge of doing that. So I signed the contract, right? So I signed to the IFL. So I started off in the IFL. This is the Indoor Football League in Nebraska Danger. Pretty good team, nice jersey. I signed it because the reason why I signed because they had a nice stadium and a nice jersey. NFL didn't call, so I want to see if I still got it. I'm over there, dominating. Again, the eye in the sky doesn't lie. The film does not lie. That's why I love football. You can always see what you're doing on the film because arena is different from outdoor. The game is much faster. Like it's a quick hit or miss, right? So if you miss the tackle, this guy may take it to the end zone, right? So
is it shorter?
Shorter, 55 yards. So
wow.
You got a lot of touchdowns hitting you fast. So
wow.
You can imagine when the defense has a shutout, which I've been proud of to lead my defense to a shutout as a middle linebacker in arena. For you to shut out a team in arena, that means,
Greg, I thought this guy was humble.
I thought this guy was a fullback. I thought he was an offensive tackle. He's a middle linebacker now.
I played everything. I'm sorry. I played left tackle in high school. I played defensive tackle in college, and I played linebacker in the arena. But honestly, on the football field, I wasn't very humble. I was very arrogant, and there's like I had 2 different sides.
Yeah.
So off the field, I was chill. But on the field, I was just like a different person. Like, again, for my young athletes, I'm just gonna be completely transparent, fellas. Right? Made a dumb rookie mistake. I'm young. I hung out with this ex-NFL giant. He just got cut and released from minicamp. So he was in the IFL. So we're both there, doing young, dumb shit, drinking and hanging out.
Okay.
And then I get a text saying I have a meeting, and I'm, oh, shit, I'm running late to the meeting. I get there, smelling like liquor. And I know the coach, kind of noticed it, but ignored it. But I could feel the body language and energy.
Yeah.
After the team pictures, after I made it through camp, they released or traded me to the team in Kansas. That's why I ended up in Salina Liberty in CIF. I was kind of pissed because there was such a mess way to do it was to let me get released or traded, whatever you want to call it, right after team pictures, after all the last cuts have been made. Then it was after the Green Bay game. I got word that it was going to be the Packers. The Packers were coming to the game. So the Packers were coming to the game. So I had a lot of anxiety. Like I was nervous. I was like, this is it. Like I gotta show up. This is a big game, right? So they're gonna be watching. Pre-game, they were staring at me the whole time because I was kind of that player that had to show you that I was that, like not show you, but you could just tell by my energy. I had the sleeve rolled up. I didn't care if I had a gut or a six pack. It was rolled up, right? I had the visor, right? And you could feel that my energy. I was the line leader. I was the person to get everybody going, right? And I remember we're looking over to the right, and I saw the Packers there in the uniform, right? And I was like, "Oh shit!" It was on the verge of becoming one of the rookie of the years. Even if my coach told me like, "You should be the rookie of the year at center." Like for real, like you stepped in. You haven't played center so long, and you just stepped in like you've been doing this like forever, right? So I was able to step in and just pick it up. And then I got injured off a freak accident. Lineman got flung into my knee, MCL tear, meniscus.
Wow.
I'm on the floor trying to, I have the mentality of Kobe. You know, Kobe walked over the Achilles. I'm walking on. I'm never going to get carried off the field. Because I was just frustrated. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? The Packers are here and I can't get up and walk? Like, are you? No way. No fucking way. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Get up. Come on, knee. Like, I won't be touching my leg. I was able to crawl out. I refused to go on the stretcher. I crawled out of my arms, because arena is not that short to the side. So I crawled in my arms and
talk about a
move. They put me in a chair.
Bro,
talk about a move.
Greg, I'm ready to get back in the gym. I'm psyched up. I'm ready to do some push-ups right now. Like, let's go. Let's do it. I'm ready to go back.
Like right now.
Go.
You go, I go.
Bro, I was interested though, like when you said you were 295, what weight are you at right now?
Right now, I'm hovering between 245, 250, and I love it. Wow. I got my abs in there,
Oh!
I love it. It's cool. I don't gotta carry that excess weight anymore. Like, that I had to carry because I played in the trenches. Mm-hmm. So you can't be 250 playing in the trenches in the one technique and the two or the three. But when I was playing arena, after playing center, and that was my heaviest at 295, and I noticed that was also a problem that I know that was an issue with my knee problem. Right, and it kind of hindered me to recover faster. So I remember after going through that injury, I dropped down to 275, right? Because naturally I wasn't working out, right? I was lifting weights, and I wasn't as active, so I really wanted to download my nutrition so I didn't get fat. So my training consisted of just beach. I was in the beach every day. If anyone on Staten Island knows, they just saw a random guy with a dog in the beach with a ladder drill, randomly doing drills with a hoodie on, trying to sweat extra much, but that was me. I used to do LA Fitness in the pool. If anybody remembers that random guy that used to wear these black tights and jump in the hot tub and jump back in the cold water and be doing high knees instead of swimming the fall.
Oh, the high knees guy. The high knees guy's here.
The high knees guy, this guy's over here. Whose dance is this? Like, somebody come look at this. Like, that was me. And I wanted to get fast enough to play at the level of guys like Noel Devine. This is Noel Devine that played at West Virginia. Greg Hardy. I played against so many NFL guys. Travis Kelce, Tariq Cohen from the Bears.
Really?
I say these names. I'm like, you played with these people? I'm like, yeah. And I was dominating them. Travis Kelce know what time it is. I fuck with him, but I haven't scout a lot either. I fuck with you, dog. I still respect your NFL career, but it is what it is. I played against Cincinnati my junior year as a walk-on. Travis was trying to block me in the tight end. I'm like, and I kept on bullying him. I'm like, yo, bro, you a tight end. Don't ever disrespect me. Like, trying to block me. Because one time he blindsided me, right? He caught me one time. And again, I'll be completely honest. Every athlete, I did this. Nah, I'll be honest. Like, there's one time he caught me, and it was a misdirection play where I had to run back this way. Out of nowhere, and here comes Travis full speed pissed. He just ran and he's angry. Because, last play I put him on the ground. This time he just came, boom, hit me. But again, I always say it was a blind hit. I didn't see him coming. But I was like, all right, try.
So we heard it here first. Travis Kelce is a dirty player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's dirty. He's dirty. He's a dirty mother. I played against him. I know. He'll punch you.
That's cool, though, man.
He's like that, though. Don't get me wrong. He's like that.
Yeah. No, I was curious, so you brought up nutrition, losing weight from 295 to 240. Are you training clients that are just beginners or, overweight, or is it just athletes right now?
So in person, I train majority athletes, right? So I
Okay.
have like I like training athletes. I can relate more to athletes. I've done regular population training, but I
Hmm.
do relate more to athletes. I enjoy training athletes. I'm sure you guys can understand, right? But like online, I basically give a service where I can give my system on how I transform my
Yeah,
body and how I transform other clients' body through my app
Yeah.
called Coach Up. So I
nice.
coach you up on how to transform your body. So yes, I service the athletes in person, but that doesn't mean I can't help you
Yeah.
as well if you're trying to
'Cause
transform your
I
body.
was curious for, maybe the non-athletes that are watching this and, they're trying to get into fitness. What is like some things they can do to start out, whether nutrition wise and hitting the gym? What are the first things they should start?
First thing, cut out all seed oils, grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil,
Mhm.
safflower oil, cut it out. That's the first thing. Second thing, go for a walk every day. Find something you can keep consistently in your schedule, your routine every day. Go for walks. You may not have the energy and willpower to go for a jog every day. Well, guess what? You don't have to. Go for a walk every day, right? Do some form of resistance training, please.
Yeah.
Your muscles are gonna thank you for your tendons, your whole overall metabolic age is gonna thank you for it, right?
Hmm.
The fountain of youth is resistance training. Do pick a way that you enjoy. If it's CrossFit, if it's Olympic lifting, if it's resisting the outfit, what is it? If it's calisthenics, just pick something that you can enjoy doing. And then when it comes to nutrition, pick whole foods, please. If it has more than 8 ingredients and you have to Google what this means, avoid it.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
like literally just avoid it. Eat real foods, right? I used to be a vegan before, and I'm over here telling you now, your body runs one on chicken and steak. Eat that, right?
Hmm.
We have to be comfortable. I don't believe in diets. I believe in a way of eating that I can do forever, right? So I'm not a
Right.
vegetarian. I'm not a pescatarian. I'm not vegan. I'm a flexitarian. I'm flexible, right?
Hmm.
A
I like
flexitarian.
that.
I
Yeah,
can
well,
eat
I'm
fruits.
using that one for sure.
I
Yeah,
like that.
be a flexitarian, right? Be flexible with your routine. And literally, honestly, just take it one day at a time, right? Don't try to do too much because a lot of people
Mhm.
they get overwhelmed when they try to do too much, right? Because I'm getting you 5 inches of your weight, which is a big deal, right? Imagine coming from a size 40 to a size 35 or 35 to a 30 in your waistline, right? In 6 weeks on the
That's a
back
good
end,
idea.
Hell yeah.
right? To try to motivate people. And then the app is just like, okay, if you can't afford this, here's the system and the blueprint for you,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
right? It's here for you. I've created a schedule, right? Years of experience, years of getting clients results, years of trial and error that you don't have to do yourself.
Yeah.
I've done it for you. I've done the work for you, ready? And I'm also a student of the game. I study consistently, and I want to be the best option to keep it as simple as possible, right? Because you go on Instagram, they're telling you not to eat meat. They're telling you to do this. You see
Yeah.
Instagram workouts, they have
Yeah.
to stand upside down with a treadmill. Like, what the hell? This is fitness now? Like, this is not fitness.
Oh,
This is not
Mhm.
what it is, okay? And I just
For the
want to keep it as
clicks.
simple as possible. Walk more, lift weights, meditate, breathe fresh air, walk outside, walk
Mhm.
barefoot, right?
yes, sir.
Like, honestly, that's it. Eat real foods. Stop
Yeah.
eating bullshit processed food. Avoid sugar. Literally
Yeah.
avoid processed sugars, please. It's killing your body,
I like
right?
that. I like what you're saying. Like it seems like you have no paywalls. You have one way. If you don't have that much money, you buy the app. If you
Yeah,
have some money but you don't have 2,500, well, all right, I got some online coaching for you. But if you do have the money, well, give me 2,500 and I'm gonna get you here in 6 weeks.
it's 6 weeks. It's
And
six
you get
weeks.
some of your money back.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Like, why
it
you
looks
win?
like there's no paywalls. So it looks like this is a great system. Like people should definitely look into that more.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
gotta
and
go back into what you just said about the seed oils and the how it's really the diet side of things. Brian knows. Brian's a little better shape than I am right now, bro. But
Yeah,
I'm
I recently put on 30 pounds.
oh, muscle.
Yeah, muscle.
Oh, good shit, bro. What you on, man? You on some creatine?
Yeah, I never took like creatine, BTAs, glutamine, all that stuff. I started
Yeah,
doing it like it was probably I really got serious 4 or 5 months ago.
yeah.
And because I was always an athlete, I was always a basketball player, so I stayed at like 190, 195. And then I really started taking it serious, like my diet and taking all these supplements and doing more of a bodybuilder workout with higher reps, and I just blew up. That was crazy. I never experienced that.
Yo, honestly, isn't the body amazing though?
It is, man.
And now, how do you feel though? Do you now that you put on the muscle, like I was trying to like ask my athletes, like, how do you feel still moving? Do you still feel explosive?
Yeah, so the one thing I made sure I did was at the beginning of every workout, I made 15 minutes where I just did an athletic movement. So I did either sprints for 15 minutes, I did jump rope, I did plyos, I did something athletic. It could be even running a mile. I always started every workout like that, and my body adapted really nicely to each weight. Every single like 5 pounds that I added, 5 pounds, my body adapted really nice to that. I'm still playing basketball. I'm like, wow, I can't believe how well I'm moving at this weight. So it's like, it really, like you said, the body is incredible as long as you're, taking the little steps that each thing, it's incredible.
That's amazing to hear, bro, because honestly, that's the same routine I follow.
Yeah.
Like literally, like I follow it's like slash bodybuilding, power bodybuilding, but I have to do something athletic so I can still maintain that. That's regular. We're athletes, no matter what.
I feel so much better when I do that too. Like, like I don't know what it is. It must be like some type of adrenaline rush, but like your body is just like, it's like craving that athleticism,
It has to. I never wanted to be as stiff. Like it's cool to have I love gaining muscle, right? But I never wanted to be like these bodybuilders that I see. And I'm like, yo, bro, you can't even, like I like building muscle, but I never wanted to be to that point where I can't even run a mile to save my life.
Right.
Like that's scary.
It's the worst feeling.
That's scary as fuck. Like,
hell yeah.
Like that is terrifying for me.
Yo, man.
That's good though, bro.
A lot to learn on this episode. We thank you again, Keje, for hopping on. You're welcome on anytime when you to follow up anytime, man. We got a lot of breakdown too. I hope young guys, even anyone, any age is listening, they could use, again, Coach Keje on IG. Find them if you're on a fitness jersey. I got a lot of goals of mine, fitness, diet, but I got one more goal too that you gave me tonight, and it's for someone to take a picture of my quads. Because I never heard of
that. yo, you can make it happen, bro.
Bro, I don't know if anything happened, but bro, thank you again for coming on to the potty, Keje. You're always welcome here. I know you're a busy dude. I still see sun coming in the background, so I know you're on the West Coast. Because
of course, hey, the funny thing though, it actually hailed over here. I never thought I would ever see hail in California. Really? Just wanted to throw that out randomly. I was like, what the hell? Guys, again, I want to thank you for having me on the show. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys. I usually don't share my story a lot. I feel like I should. And I appreciate you for having me on your platform. I hope your platform does an amazing job. I hope you guys keep reaching to young athletes. I hope you guys keep trying to help and pave the way for the new generation. Because it's dope. We need more people doing stuff like this. We need this for the community, for the culture. And shit, if I was a young athlete listening to this, maybe I could have used this advice to help my journey. So I hope it does that for people.
Man, we appreciate those words, bro. For real, man.
Sir. Thank you. Great meeting you, bro.
I can't talk right now. I'm on the pod.